Over the years, we've listened to stories of monsters like werewolves and vampires, which kept us up most nights with terror. But what if I told you that some of these creatures from your nightmares are actually real? Well, here are the top 10 mythical creatures that actually existed. Before we dive into this list, make sure to leave a like on this video. Also, if you would like to join this month's Star 5 giveaway of a brand new iPhone 13, then all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and watch this video until the end to find and comment the hidden message. Good luck! At number 10, dire wolves. In our favorite television series like Game of Thrones, The Originals, or Werewolf, the depiction of dire wolves are that of a terrifyingly huge creature that are capable of tearing a man apart from limb to limb. They are largely painted as carnivorous animals that are hard to kill by any man. In reality, dire wolves actually existed over 9,500 years ago, around the time of the last major ice age came to an end. However, they weren't the kind of gigantic monsters illustrated in movies, but were big animals anyway. Studies have shown that they compare in size to the modern gray wolves. The dire wolves also had much larger teeth, so it would be much easier for a dire wolf to tear you apart with its bite force than their gray wolf cousins. At number 9, Korean Emoji dragons. Unlike the common European dragons we constantly see in the movies, the Emoji dragons do not possess wings. They are rather seen as water-related benevolent creatures and not some furious fire-spitting dragons. Despite fossil records not pointing to the existence of Emoji dragons, archaeological findings show that a similar creature to the Emoji dragon existed 58 million years ago, and they only lived in Southern America. At number 8, Krakens. Ancient sailors regard the Kraken as the most terrifying sea monster that ever existed. Most pictures of Krakens would show an octopus-like creature notorious for sinking ships with its strong arms. In reality, the Kraken existed as a giant squid and not the ferocious, ship-sinking sea monster that we've heard about in various stories by sailors. The fossils of a giant squid found in 1853 attested to the possibility of the fearsome Kraken myth spinning off from that period. Unlike most creatures that have gone into extinction, the giant squid still exists, but not powerful enough to sink ships or create a whirlpool. At number 7, the Old Glutton, or Puakai. The more popularly called Puakai in the Maori folklore, it tells the existence of a giant flying bird that has the ability to hunt and lift humans off the ground. And yes, it really existed. We know this thanks to a discovery in 1871. The Old Glutton is today known as the Haast eagle. It was the biggest of its kind to have ever existed. It was reported that its primary prey was another extinct bird called moa, which weighed around 250 kilograms. The fact that humans weigh much less makes it believable that indeed the Haast eagle may have hunted humans for food. Scientists believe that it went into extinction about 500 years ago, and primarily because of the extinction of its prey species. At number 6, the unicorn. The unicorn is a horse-like creature with a horn in the middle of its head. All our lives, we've been told that these adorable little creatures are merely figments of someone's hyperactive imagination. But are they real? Yes, they are, but not in the form of an exact horse like you've been told. Archaeological findings have shown that they existed in the form of a rhinoceros. The Siberian unicorn is largely seen as the genesis of all unicorn myths. However, it weighs a lot more than a horse with a horn and is much stronger and more ferocious. Unfortunately, they went into extinction about 39,000 years ago, which happens to be a period when humans were very much around. At number 5, Cyclops. The description of a Cyclops was that of a huge human-like creature having a single eye at the center of its head. They are mostly depicted as man-eaters and, due to their large size, can feed on a full-grown human without breaking a sweat. In reality, however, there were fossil remains to show that huge creatures with only one eye at the center of its head may have actually existed. Only that such account was that of some dwarf elephants, while the one eye socket was actually an opening for the elephant's trunk. The remains of these elephants were found in caves where the Cyclops were presumed to have lived. At number 4, giant humans. For thousands of years, the story of giants has been a part of the world's folklore. Scientists do, however, believe that a tumor in the pituitary gland can stimulate mind-blowing growths, which may have been a hereditary function in the past. This reminds us of the biblical story of Goliath, who was said to be about 280 centimeters tall. Giants identified to have developed from tumor in their pituitary gland are known to also suffer from a condition known as optic chiasm that causes poor eyesight. Over the years, scientists have found structures and tools that were too huge to be used by average-sized humans. At number 3, vampires. Every time you come across a vampire in novels or movies, the image that comes to mind is a pale and thin immortal who loves to sleep in coffins. And what about their physical features? They almost always have sharp and long teeth with mostly bloody fingers. Of all mythical creatures that may have existed in one way or another, vampires may actually look the most unreal. However, it may come as a surprise that something similar may have actually existed. There's a huge possibility that the image that we have of the modern-day vampire may have been inspired by stories and archaeological evidence from skeletons of humans who were hurriedly buried in the period of ignorance. It's believed that during this period, due to a lack of adequate medical facilities to confirm whether humans were dead or just unconscious, they may have been prematurely buried. However, as soon as they regain their consciousness, this triggers the fight to free themselves, bloodying their fingers in the process. It was reported that popular philosopher John Donne was buried in such a manner. Scratch marks were found around his coffin. This inspired the belief that the dead must have been undead. His body was also discovered in a crypt outside his coffin, which was perhaps an attempt to escape after regaining consciousness. At number 2, dragons. Possibly the most common mythological creature in the world is the dragon, which is popularly known as a two-winged serpent with 4 legs and a supernatural ability to breathe fire. Sometimes they even talk to humans. The most interesting thing about this creature is that nearly all creatures of the world came up with narratives of its existence. But did they ever exist? There's no consensus among archaeologists to prove that it existed in the manner that was painted in popular TV series like Game of Thrones or Merlin, but evidence pointed to the existence of an ancient dinosaur fossil that bear a similar look to that of a dragon we all know. And at number 1, mermaids. The top of our list is the mermaid. The myth about the existence of a half-human and half-fish hybrid is something that won't go away anytime soon. But in reality, we've had to question if they do exist. It may surprise you that they are as real as you can imagine, but not as you know it. These creatures are actually called sea cows because of their enormous size. They're known to possess 5 finger bones that look like that of humans and can turn their necks like humans. These sea cows can also stand like a human in shallow waters. Sailors are said to have mistook them for mermaids because of the similar features that they possess. Quite a number of videos on YouTube can also testify to this. And with that, we end today's video. Is there any other mythical creature that you think should have made our list? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from Star 5. Thanks for watching.